What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well. Today I've got for you the most ridiculous Reddit story title of all time. Am I the jerk for not attending my daughter's gender reveal for her lizard? Yep, seriously, this is what it's come to. So without further ado, sit back, relax, prepare yourselves for this one, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let's get straight into the story. This is literally really stupid, but she's really upset about it. So, I am 48. And my daughter, who is 23, has a blue-tongued skink who she heavily adores. Now, for those of you watching on YouTube, OP has added some pictures of her lizard, which I'm showing on screen now. Also, guys, in case you were wondering, and I didn't know this myself, skinks are a type of lizard. They're characterized by their smaller legs in comparison to typical lizards. They also apparently have no pronounced neck, which, yeah, I can sort of see that. Where's your neck, mate? Anyway, OP continues. She jokingly refers to it as her daughter. I found it weird, but she says it's because it's the closest thing she'd have to a child, and she feels a strong emotional bond, similar to a child. She's decided to remain child-free for multiple reasons, and I've been very supportive of this decision. Well, she recently took her skink to the vet for a checkup, and she was excited to find out its gender. Afterwards, I got a text asking if I'd come to her gender reveal party she was having. She explained it was just a small get-together with cake and food for her friends that she hasn't seen in a while, with the gender reveal being mostly a joke and a way to make fun of real gender reveals. Well, I didn't come. I didn't see a point. It's just a lizard, and I'm a busy person. She later called me and expressed she was kind of sad I didn't come because it had been a while since I'd seen her, but she understood I was busy. I told her she couldn't actually expect me to come to a gender reveal for a lizard. She said that it wasn't a real gender reveal, it was more of a joke. Really, it was just a small gathering to catch up with everyone. I told her if that was the case, she should have just called it a gathering, because I'm not coming to a gender reveal unless it's for a real granddaughter. She got quiet for a minute, and then turned my words around, claiming I wasn't supportive of her decision to be child-free. I told her she can't possibly expect me to treat a lizard as a granddaughter. She said she didn't expect me to, but it was clear I didn't respect her bond with her lizard and her decision, and she just wanted to see me, and my reason for not coming was hurtful. I told her she was being ridiculous over a lizard. She claimed it wasn't over the lizard and it was a gathering and not even centered around the lizard, but I stick by what I said. It's ridiculous to have a gender reveal for a lizard. She hung up, and I got a message from her best friend about how I'm a jerk for treating her that way. But I don't think I'm the jerk for not wanting to go to a party for a lizard. Right, before I give my thoughts on this, and goodness me, I have a lot. Firstly, OP has left a few edits below her original post. Number 1, my issue is that she said the party was a gender reveal. If she called it just a party, I would have come. But calling it a gender reveal makes it sound like it's for the lizard, and I'm not going to that even if it is a joke. 2, I don't know why it matters, but the skink is a girl, which is why I said I'm not coming to a gender reveal unless it's for a real granddaughter. Okay, not quite sure how you know it's a girl before the gender reveal, but I guess that sort of adds to it, like clearly this is a joke. Anyway, number 3, even though I don't agree with my daughter for being child-free, goodness, I've been supportive and only shown mild frustration. The reasons she's decided to be child-free are that she claims she's asexual, she just doesn't want one. She has emotional baggage and feels unable to care for a real child. She fears pregnancy, and she has a carrier gene like me and doesn't want to go through what I did. I had 4 miscarriages and a highly defective child that died after 3 months due to the gene. Yes, there's been slight tension between us because I think she just hasn't found the right man yet. She never dated growing up, and her other fears are unnecessarily exaggerated, but it's ultimately her decision, and I don't resent her. And 4, we haven't seen each other in 3 months. I'm a single mother, and we've always been close, which is why she invited me with her friends. I just didn't want to go to a party with a lizard, and if it wasn't for the lizard, she should have called it a party instead of a gender reveal. Okay, well, not quite sure what I've just read there, but that definitely has to go down as one of the weirdest posts I've read in a long time, and you'll be surprised to hear that what I've just said there has nothing to do with the fact that this story revolves around a lizard gender reveal party. I actually don't really care about that at all. That's completely fine. Like, that's just a bit of fun. I get it. I would do the same sort of thing. That's just funny. Like, who does that? A gender reveal party for a lizard? It's just good banter. It really is. But the reason I say this is so weird is because this woman, this mum, just is so clueless. Like, it's actually unbelievable. She just sounds like the most boring mum, or like strictest, least fun mum ever. No, your daughter isn't seriously being like, oh my goodness, please come and find out that the gender of my lizard with me. I can't wait. And by the way, I'm not taking away from the fact that clearly, like, you know, her lizard is very important for her, and I completely understand that. But to not understand that this is all a bit of a joke and it's just really an excuse to see her friends and you, who you haven't seen her for 3 months, quite a long time, you must just be pretty dumb. I mean, I'm not sure. I feel like there's a little bit of resentment here because, you know, number 3 there from the edit. Even though I don't agree with my daughter being child-free, I have been supportive and only shown mild frustration. And then you've given the reasons as to why pretty much you think she's just making everything up and she hasn't found the right man yet, in your words. Yeah, not the most supportive of parents here. To be honest, reading through the whole of the first post, it's not that surprising that you just didn't understand this entire premise. But anyway, let's get into the comments of people on Reddit and see if they are along the same sort of lines as what I'm saying. Okay, let's get into the comments. Somebody said, I think this is the issue right here. OP is stingy with love. Why should I love a stupid lizard? Well, why can't you get interested in the things your kid likes and share her excitement and joy? Just the little things? No, she's never going to have kids, so you could have seen that adorable, quirky kid you raised to be as funny and sweet as she is, and gone to her party and mingled with her, probably also quirky, funny, sweet friends, and had a lovely time. But no, what a loss, how sad. OP replies to this saying, I'll be honest, I don't have any particular feelings for the lizard. I think it looks like a snake and that freaks me out, and it's incapable of feeling emotions, so I don't know why she feels a bond with it. She even named it Ellie, a human name, so she can tell people, I have to get home to Ellie, so she can act like she's busy with a kid at home, which I believe is an unhealthy way to cope with her social anxiety. She should learn to get comfortable with saying no, instead of using a lizard as an excuse to neglect social obligations. Wow, what a terrible reply. That is shockingly bad. There's so much wrong with that. Fair play, OP. Somebody else said, huge, you're the jerk here. At first, I was like, okay, I get it. She jokes about it being for the lizard. Then I got to your updates. She claims she's asexual. So you've totally invalidated your 23-year-old daughter who knows very well by now who the heck she is. Your following comment, I think she just hasn't found the right man she never dated growing up. Hello, she was waving a huge flag here. She's asexual. If she came out as lesbian, would you say she just hasn't met the right man? Next, you invalidate her fears of going through the same heartbreak that you went through trying to have other kids, from miscarriages to a child who passed after a so short life. Not everyone is as emotionally stunted as you that they could speak of those situations so devoid of feeling. I'm actually tearing up thinking about what you went through and how in your small mind you wish your own surviving child would go through it as well, just to pop out a kid. Yeah, great point. Get over yourself, mum, in quotes, and yes quotes, because you do not deserve that title any longer. I hope this shows your amazing asexual daughter that her life is 1,000 times better without you in it. Also, for your sake, go and get therapy. You need to reconnect with your emotions. Wow. Hard-hitting words, but I completely agree with them. OP replied, saying, I wouldn't say I've invalidated her. She says she doesn't experience sexual or romantic attraction, nor has a want for it, which is only because she hasn't found the right person yet. It's impossible for someone to not feel such a natural feeling. Everyone feels it. It's a normal chemical in our body. I've tried to explain this to her. For some reason, she fears physical interaction with men. I think her fears probably stem from not having a father because he left when she was 3. I wonder why he left. No offense, but you know what I mean. Yes, it was hard on me. There were many tears, and it's partly why her father left. Okay, that's probably not the reason, but that's what mothers do. She knows how important to me it is that I finally gave birth to a child that actually lived to grow up, and it does hurt that she wouldn't continue for me when I went through that pain. That's why there's been tension for her decision, and I'll admit, I'm unhappy with it, but I've been as supportive as I can, and I haven't been mean about it. Yeah, clearly. I mean, this person is just an absolute clown. And then one final comment, which I think sums it up pretty well. So wait, this commenter says, and then they quote, "Afterwards, I got a text asking if I'd come to her gender reveal party she was having. She explained it was just a small get-together with cake and food for her friends that she hasn't seen in a while, with the gender reveal being mostly a joke and a way to make fun of real gender reveals. But then you say, 2 paragraphs later, I told her she couldn't actually expect me to come to a gender reveal for a lizard. She said it wasn't a real gender reveal, that was more of a joke. Really, it was just a small gathering to catch up with everyone. I told her if that was the case, she should have just called it a gathering because I'm not coming to a gender reveal unless it's for a real granddaughter." You just told on yourself, OP. She'd already told you it was a joke and you refused to go out of spite because she won't have kids. Then you had the gall to fricking gaslight her. In fact, she told you twice that the party wasn't actually for the lizard, but to the very end of your post, you keep saying it was for the lizard. Very good point. OP replied, "She kept labeling that it was a gender reveal though. She bought a cake that says it's a girl and popped a pink sparkly glitter popper too, which I think is ridiculous. The lizard can't appreciate or love this. It can't even feel emotions. This person just gets more and more stupid with each and every reply. It's insane. Have you considered the fact, maybe because 100 people have told you this pretty much in the comments and your daughter explicitly told you this multiple times, that the lizard gender reveal might just be a joke and actually she just wants to see her friends and you? Crazy thought, I know." Now, what is great about this post is that the next day, OP's daughter's best friend actually found it on Reddit and replied in the comments saying this: "You are the jerk. And I'm surprised you had the gall to post this, knowing your daughter frequents Reddit. This is the best friend that texted you. You blocked my number, not that it matters. You know it wasn't about the reveal, it was an excuse to hold a party. Look, we had fun without you. The lizard had an adorable tiny party hat. We had cake that said, 'It's a girl,' and we popped a glittery sparkly party popper. It got all over the walls and ceiling, and our friend John. And we started making jokes like, 'Call the EMS for John,' and 'They do say gender reveals are dangerous. Who knew?' But I'm sure she sent you the video so you know what you missed out on. We made fun of it for the most part and blasted The Last of Us music, since that's where Ellie's name comes from, not because she wanted an excuse for her social anxiety. She struggled with her identity for years and you were never supportive. When she was trying to figure out if she was lesbian, you sat her down for 30 minutes and explained how it's normal to get feelings confused, but people weren't meant to like the same gender, and it was probably just friendship feelings that she was confusing. You're part of the reason she never explored her sexuality further with your 'sex is natural' and 'you can't have a relationship without sex' comments, knowing not only is she mildly autistic and already struggles to understand and comprehend her emotions, but she's also a victim of a negative experience. You know she has a codependency issue and living by herself has been really difficult for her to overcome, and Ellie has helped immensely. She was upset you didn't come when she wanted to see you because she adores you, and you didn't even call her for Thanksgiving." Wow, and there we go, a scathing comment from OP's daughter's best friend, but it's all very valid. The one thing I'm thinking, and to be honest with you guys, I was thinking about this before I read that last comment from OP's daughter's best friend. I was sort of getting autistic vibes, and I mean that in, you know, in every correct sense of the word. Like, I genuinely did think that OP might be autistic or be somewhere on the spectrum. Because, forgive me if you guys think I'm wrong here, but I think it's impossible for her to not understand what is going on here unless she has some sort of autism. Like, it's obvious that the gender reveal party thing is a bit of a joke. It's just a bit of fun. It's not like really serious. I know OP's daughter really loves Ellie, but that's not actually the point. I think anyone could see that, unless perhaps you had some sort of difficulty. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. But now hearing that OP's daughter has autism, and knowing that autism is very genetic, and I think something like 80% of people with autism have inherited it. I might be wrong there. I'll check that actually. But you know, if that is the case, then maybe autism runs in this family and OP has it as well, and that could explain why you've reacted the way you've reacted, which just makes no sense to me. Yeah, apparently around 80% of autism cases can be linked to inherited genetic mutations. So maybe that makes sense. I don't know. I feel like there's just too much going on here that cannot be explained without thinking that maybe OP is autistic. Because, you know, if you read that whole thing again, knowing that OP is autistic, I think it all makes sense. So I don't want to assume that you're autistic, OP, but I don't know. You guys watching right now that do have autism, I know there'll be quite a lot of you. Let me know in the comments down below. What do you think? Are these autistic tendencies? Is this potentially something that autistic people struggle with? You know, that lack of emotional awareness and understanding? Because for someone like me who isn't autistic, this is a very, very strange post. I mean, look, there are people out there that aren't autistic and are just sort of emotionless and just weird. And maybe she does actually slightly resent her daughter because she, you know, doesn't believe in anything apart from being heterosexual, and she really wants a granddaughter, so she just doesn't like her. That could also be the case. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you agree with me or not on that one? And what are your thoughts in general? But overall, some post. Really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did and you want more Reddit content right away, I can't promise as weird a title as that, but you can see it on screen right there. It's an interesting one. Click it, go and watch it. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, and I'll catch you tomorrow for more crazy content just like that.